Hey, hi, welcome back to Digit.in. My name is Vignesh. Now, this year alone, we've seen two iterations of the HP Spectre X360. The first one came with a whole new design, and the second one came with 4G LTE connectivity. Now, HP has just launched yet another one. Now, this one's got much narrower bezels and Intel's 10th gen chips. Let's see how it did in our review, shall we? Let's start with the performance. The HP Spectre X360 13 is one of India's first few devices to be powered by Intel's 10th Gen 10nm Core i7 CPU. Our review unit was complemented by 16GB of RAM and 512GB of storage on an Intel Optane H10 chip, which combines two different technologies for even faster storage. Handling graphics was the new integrated Iris Plus GPU, which Intel claims delivers up to 2 times better performance than its previous ones. On our everyday tests, the Spectre was fantastic. The laptop had absolutely no problems handling multiple instances of everyday applications such as Word, Excel, File Explorer, Chrome, and WhatsApp for PC across multiple virtual desktops. Switching between these applications was a cinch too, with zero signs of stuttering or lag in animation. I was able to edit and batch process large image files without experiencing any hiccups. Sadly, I did not get a chance to run any video games on the review unit during its short stay at our test center. After my experience with the device, I can vouch for the Spectre's effortless performance in everyday home and work scenarios. It's a fine device for everyday computing, whether it's work or play. Let's move on to the connectivity. The Spectre X360 13 is equipped with an Intel 4G LTE modem. There's a nano SIM card tray on the left side of the device, along with support for dual eSIM connectivity in certain regions. I could not get a Jio SIM card to work with the review unit, even though it was unlocked, but I was able to get an Airtel SIM up and running in a few minutes. All I had to do was pop in the SIM card and set up a profile in Windows settings with the right access point name. How was the battery though? On our standard battery benchmark test, the review unit's 60 Wh battery lasted 4 hours 57 minutes. That's not only a new record for HP's Spectre series in our books, but also the highest score we have seen this entire year in the category of convertible laptops. On our daily test runs, the review unit performed well on battery power but didn't exactly blow our minds. On one occasion, the battery level fell from 92% to 15% in exactly 5 hours. Throughout the cycle, the laptop was tasked with heavy browsing, intermittent video playback, 4G use, and occasional image editing at max brightness. On another occasion, the battery level fell from 100 to 83% in about 1.5 hours. During the run, the screen brightness was set to 70% and the laptop was used for moderate browsing. In other words, you can expect up to 6 or even 7 hours of continuous use on battery power with the new Spectre. Let's move on to the display. The HP Spectre X360 13 comes with a 13.3-inch touchscreen panel with full HD resolution and Corning Gorilla Glass protection. Our review unit did not come with HP's SureView, an optional technology that ensures the contents of the display are blocked from side angles for increased security and privacy. In my experience, colors on the screen were naturally rich without appearing too saturated. The review unit came bundled with an HP Active pen stylus, which worked very well with the laptop's touchscreen in tablet mode for drawing and annotating. Palm rejection was on point and the stylus displayed ample control when it was used with inbuilt Windows apps such as Microsoft OneNote and 3D Paint. The one thing the Spectre lacks is a dedicated parking garage for the bundled stylus. Despite the Bang & Olufsen badging, the sound from the Spectre's bottom-firing speaker grille was underwhelming at best. There's sufficient volume for video calls in a small conference room, but not enough detail for active music listening. Lows, mids, and highs fall flat on popular tunes such as The Weeknd's Starboy. The Spectre X360 13 doesn't offer too many connectivity options outside the basics. On the left side, we see a 3.5mm audio jack for headsets and a USB-A 3.1 port with a flap. On the right side, there are two USB-C ports with support for Thunderbolt 3. There's also a microSD card slot and a webcam kill switch that disconnects the webcam electronically for added privacy. It's a neat innovation, but I feel Lenovo's more obvious think shutter approach may convince users better. Though the Spectre comes with the world's smallest IR camera, our review unit featured only a tiny square fingerprint scanner just below the keyboard. Nevertheless, it worked swiftly with Windows Hello for sign-ins. Let's move on to the keyboard. Typing on the review unit was an absolute pleasure. The typing experience on the Spectre is quite similar to what you get from a high-end Lenovo ThinkPad, and that is saying a lot. To begin with, HP has redesigned the keycaps to provide a shallow but highly effective dish. This makes finding keys on the laptop's keyboard much easier than before. HP keys have traditionally been flat, so this is a first for the Spectre. What's more, the keys have just the right amount of travel and resistance, making long email and document compositions a piece of cake. On the minus side, the keycaps are a tad tiny for large hands, and the extra column on the right offsets the entire keyboard by a few critical millimeters. In addition, the backlight's automatic timeout can get distracting when you're trying to concentrate on the screen. Despite those minor flaws, the Spectre delivers the best typing experience I have seen so far on any HP laptop. Let's move down to the touchpad. Joy to the world, HP has listened to its customers at last. Unlike the previous Spectre and Envy models, the Spectre X36013 employs a proper Windows 10 recognized precision touchpad. This means the pointer movement is linear and multi-finger taps and swipes are supported natively. Touchpad settings can be changed from Windows settings without the need for a third-party driver or utility. On the review unit, the touchpad surface was smooth and the click keys beneath it were easy to press. If anything, the touchpad surface could have been a bit wider and taller. What about the build and design? The redesigned 2019 Spectre X360 that we reviewed earlier this year oozed character and class, and this Spectre X36013 is no different. It's essentially the same model, but in a more compact avatar with Intel's new 10th gen chip and narrow bezels. In fact, HP says it's achieved a 90% screen-to-body ratio with this model. The Spectre continues to employ the same angular design with faceted gem-cut edges on the backside. These edges are home to the power button and one of those two USB-C ports. The body is made of CNC machined aluminium with dual chamfering on all sides. The result is a slim, lightweight convertible laptop that's sure to draw attention from your mid-air business class neighbors. Honestly, there isn't a single fault I can seem to find with the new HP Spectre. That said, if I had to nitpick, then I would say I would have loved to see a dedicated garage for that little stylus there and better audio. Well, if you've got 2 lakh rupees to spare and are in the market for a new convertible laptop, the HP Spectre is for you. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Ta-ta.